Hi, and welcome to another alumni interview. I'm very excited to be here with one of our UWL alums, Pierrot. And first of all, welcome. You can see that he's become quite the Wisconsinite with his Green Bay Packer attire there. Pierrot, can I just have you introduce yourself and say a little bit about your background?
Thank you. Thank you, Heather, for giving me the chance to say something. My name is Pierrot Mpemwangi, and I'm originally from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. I have been living in La Crosse since 2000. That was the same year that I came to study at UWL. So just word of advice, if you come to La Crosse, you may or may not go back home.
That's wonderful. Well, that actually leads into our first question here. How did you first find out about lacrosse and what made you choose UW lacrosse over maybe other universities that you were considering?
Yes, when I was at my last year of high school back home, I was looking really to go study abroad, and with that, I had multiple options. I had the option to go in France because our official language is French in the Congo, and then I also had another option to go study in Switzerland, the French part of Switzerland. And my third option was the US. So I applied in school in France, in Switzerland, and then also here in the US. And in the US, I applied for UWL, and then there was also another university in Dallas, Texas. So after I applied, I was in a waiting period. I had to wait for the response from school, and in all that, I was admitted in France, I was admitted in Switzerland, and I was also admitted at UWL, and I was admitted also at the University in Dallas. And after I received those letter of admission, then I started the process to get the visa. And for the French embassy and in Switzerland, it had to take 3 months waiting period to get your visa. And while we were waiting, so my dad and I were talking like, okay, why not just try the US? Because, we have the admission, if they tell us we have to wait another 3 months, it's not gonna change anything. So we started the process at the US embassy. To our surprise, everything took only 3 days.
Mhm.
And 3 days, then my dad was like, where do you want to go? Do you want to go to Texas or do you want to go to UWL, Wisconsin? And I never heard of Wisconsin before. Dallas, Texas, everybody knew of it because it's a big city. But La Crosse, Wisconsin, I never knew of it. I didn't even know that Wisconsin existed. Then my dad gave me the option to choose either Dallas or La Crosse. Then after discussing that, I was like, okay, who do I know in Dallas and who do I know in La Crosse? My dad was like, we have a friend of our family that goes to school at UW La Crosse. So that would be nice for you. If you go there, you won't be alone. And then if you have any language issues, she'll be able to translate for you. So that's how I got to make my decision to come at UWL. And I would say that was the best decision because since I've been in La Crosse, I never left it. I went to other part of the country. I visited my sisters in Dallas, and I didn't think that I would like living there.
That's a really fun story. Can you tell me, so once you came to UWL, what was your academic experience with, what was your academic experience like? Did you have certain classes that you really enjoyed, certain professors that you really connected with?
Yes, yes. When I first came to UWL, I was supposed to major in computer science, and when I came my first semester, I had to do ESL, in English as second language, and that didn't go well with computer science because you had to read some math, some problems for computer science in order to resolve them. So, not being good in English, it didn't work well. So I decided to switch to marketing. And I switched to marketing, I graduated with marketing, but throughout my time at UWL, I still enjoyed the computer science, which I decided to go back after I graduated with marketing. And I can say my favorite class was computer science classes. And then my favorite professor at the time was Dave Riley, which I just found out that he retired in 2017. So I really enjoyed computer science.
What kind of activities were you involved in outside of the classroom? Were you part of campus activities or organizations or community organizations?
Yes, I was part of both. On campus, I was part of the ISO group, International Student Organization. And with that, what we were doing there, mostly helping each other because we all came from different countries and we didn't know anybody here. So that was like a big family to us. And we were also organizing stuff like the international banquet, some picnic trips to the Mall of America. So it was fun thing to do. And then also another thing with the ISO group was to educate the American students to know more about our culture. So that was, you know, that was a great organization, and we as international students, we loved it. And then we loved it to the point that, you know, we were contributing anytime that, you know, we were asked to. And the second group that I was a member of on campus was ISA, which stands for Information System Association. When I went back to school to do my information system major, that's when I got involved to that group, and basically was just a group of students meeting on a weekly basis to make sure that we're discussing what's working for the Department of Information System and what was not working, and how you know, everything was career-wise, you know, related to information system. And in the community, I was involved more with the Red Cross, mostly around Christmas time, ringing the bells because Red Cross is a charity organization. So I was offering my time to ring the bell in order to get some money for them. So that was those were the things that I were more involved in on campus and the community.
And then after you graduated from UWL, what was your career path?
When I graduated, let me start. When I first graduated with my marketing degree, I worked for Business Object here in La Crosse. I used to be Logistic Health, but I was acquired by Business Object. So I worked there for a year and a half, and then I decided to go back to school. That's when I went for information system. And when I was going for information system, the same company, Business Object, was bought up by SAP, which is a German company. And I did apply for an internship there, which they, you know, they recruited me again because basically it was the same people that I worked with before. So I worked there for 2 years doing my internship with SAP until I graduated with information system. Then I started to work for Mayo Clinic.
Okay.
So I am in the healthcare industry now.
So looking back then, how did your experiences at UWL prepare you for where you're at now in your career?
I would say it's pretty much everything, you know, from the beginning, from getting here, not knowing anybody. We had the host family there to really help us, guide us, teach us about the American culture, about the American university, and then also having the international office on our side, kind of helping us with classes, with professors, and any difficulties that we had made the experience very, very easy for me. And I would say it is, you know, coming here as an international student, it's not easy. It's a challenge, but if you're open to it, it's something that, you know, you will get to love. Given that, you know, the La Crosse community, it has good people that are open to new culture.
Well, that's great. And that really leads into my final question. If you were talking to somebody right now who was, 17 or 18 years old, just like you were many years ago, and looking at UW La Crosse as a possible school to attend, what kind of advice would you give them?
I would say it's an opportunity to not pass because life it's a great adventure. I would say coming to UWL was one of my best experience. I learned a lot. Just by being a UWL, I learned more about the American culture. I learned more about different culture of the world, because UWL is like a community, a diverse community, where you can learn different culture, and you can learn so many things. And I would say it's also located in a great area of La Crosse, where it's nice, peaceful. You get to have different seasons that you get to enjoy. Really, it's a good opportunity for to open up your wings and fly on your own, coming to study at UWL.
Well, thank you so much, Pierrot. It was really great to talk to you and just hear about your experiences at UWL. And on behalf of all of us at UWL, we wish you success, continued success in your career.
Thank you, thank you. And I would say, if you need anything, any help with international students, please let me know. I'm always here to help.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.